Good afternoon to everyone. At today's public hearing of the Vetting Commission established under Law Number 65 on the external evaluation of judges and candidates for judges of the Supreme Court of Justice. I am Scott Bales, the chair of the commission, and I declare this session open. The hearing is being conducted under the Commission's rules of organization and functioning as part of the evaluation process. The subject of today's hearing is Mihaela PASCAL, a candidate for the Supreme Council of Magistracy Evaluation and Selection Board. The evaluation related to Ms. PASCAL was carried out pursuant to Law Number 26 on measures related to the selection of candidates for the position of members in the self-administration bodies of judges and prosecutors. Ms. PASCAL is a lawyer at the Bionics Lux LLC and also a project assistant at the Regina Passage Foundation. Ms. PASCAL, welcome. I'm joined by 5 other commission members. To my left is Vice Chair Andre Bivel and Commissioners Lavly Perling and Yuri Gatskin. To my right are commission members Juliana Civanini and Lillian Anshu. The commission is also assisted by members of its secretariat, and you may notice that also in the room are some members of the public and the media. Photographer will take photographs only briefly at the start of the hearing. The hearing is conducted with interpretation between Romanian and English. To allow for accurate interpretation, I ask everyone to speak slowly and clearly. Only one person should speak at a time. The proceedings are being recorded. The recordings of the Commission's meetings, of the Commission's public hearings generally will be available on the Commission's website, www.vettingmd.eu, within 3 days after the hearing. During the hearing, one or more Commission members may ask you questions. Please answer truthfully and completely. Your answers are important to the Commission in verifying your financial and ethical integrity. At the end of the hearing, you will be given an opportunity to make a brief closing statement. In posing questions, we will consider your privacy and, when required and possible, the privacy of your family members and other close persons. So we will leave out unnecessary details on such things as ID numbers, bank account numbers, specific real estate addresses. For the protection of privacy, we ask that you do the same. I will start by briefly reviewing the evaluation process for Ms. PASCAL. The Commission initiated its evaluation on December 6th, 2023 by notifying the candidate through email and asking her to complete and return an ethics questionnaire and the financial declarations required by Law Number 26. She completed the declarations and questionnaire on the 13th of December, 2023. As part of evaluating a subject's ethical and financial integrity, the Commission also obtains information from many other sources, such as the National Integrity Authority, the State Fiscal Service, the General Inspectorate of the Border Police, other public institutions, financial institutions, and open sources. The Commission assesses information it obtains for relevance and reliability. On the 23rd of January, 2024, the Commission asked Ms. PASCAL to provide additional information by 30th of January to clarify certain matters. She did so. On the 8th of February 2024, the Commission asked Ms. PASCAL to provide some additional information by February 12th. She provided answers and documents by that day. On the 1st of March 2024, we notified Ms. PASCAL that the Commission, in its investigation, had identified some areas of doubt about her compliance with the ethical and financial criteria, and we invited her to attend today's hearing. On the 11th of March 2024, Ms. PASCAL also provided some additional documents for the Commission's consideration. Before we begin with questions, Ms. PASCAL, to begin our questions, let me first say, do you wish to make any corrections or additions to the information that you've provided to the Commission to this point?
Good afternoon, dear members of the Commission. So besides the information that I presented on 11 March, I do not want to add anything. So I request those information to be included in the case, in the file.
It will be included in the file, and we thank you for providing that additional information. Are your answers to the ethics questionnaire that you returned on the 13th of December 2023 still accurate as of today?
Da.
Yes.
Okay. Commission members will now ask some additional questions. We'll try to keep our answers very short and to the point, our questions very short and to the point. We ask if you would please try to keep your answers similarly focused. Commission member Yuri Gatskin will start with our questions.
Mulțumesc.
Thank you.
Doamna Pascal,
Mrs. Pascal.
după cum
Pascal.
ați observat în
As
informațiile
you've
prezentate
observed in those information that you submitted to the Commission before the hearing,
câteva dovezi
so the Commission has several doubts regarding the reduced price for purchasing a vehicle. Based on the information that you've presented and the Commission analyzed that information, so it concluded that in 2021 you purchased a car for 30,000 lei that you included in the income declaration. Later on, that vehicle was sold in 2022 for 50,000. Meanwhile, the car was repaired. You mentioned that it was damaged at that moment and it was repaired in Romania. And the expenditures were around 1,100 euros. So according to the information that the Commission identified, so the market price for that was 160,000. Also, it was imported in 2017 for around 136,000. So the amount exceeds 4 times the amount that you used to purchase this car. Could you please tell us why did you decide to buy this car with that was damaged in so in 2021 I was looking for a car, so I found this car. It had a reduced price because it needed to be repaired. So on 23 August I verified that car. I have a documentation that includes the reparation needed for that car. So, of course, in the Republic of Moldova, usually when we need to repair the car, we go to some acquaintances. So in Romania, when I went to Romania to repair the car, so I collected all the bills. I presented here in the Republic of Moldova all those bills. So at the beginning of September, I changed the filters of that car. And later on, I repaired it in Romania and I presented all the documents. So why I decided to buy this car? Because the price was reduced and because I was able to make the reparation in time. So if to buy a better car, then I needed a bigger amount. But the reparation that I needed to do, so I did it in time. So did you consult anyone before purchasing this car? So did anyone explain to you that the car has a certain damage and in time you need to repair it? Yes, I consulted my father and my colleagues, and when I went to that LLC on 23 of August, that company, the personnel explained me what kind of reparation it needed. And you repaired the car in Romania, so you drove that car, right, to Romania? Yes. So it needed some reparation, especially to the engine. The engine should be repaired. Should have been repaired. Now that sum of 3,000 lei, why it's in the contract? So we negotiated. I negotiated with the seller, and after the negotiation, we decided to include 30,000 in the contract. Also, the Commission established that a day before buying this car, you took a loan, and also you a loan of 130,000 lei. You also withdrew that money. You mentioned that this money you used for buying the car, but the rest of this amount, what did you use it for? So in the additional explanations, I mentioned that in July, my father, who was in Moscow, I had some surgical interventions, and we decided to do also some medical check-ups there. And because my father was living there, we identified a surgeon, and we decided that in October we will go to make that surgical intervention. And I took that loan to be able to cover all the expenditures that I needed for accommodation. So, take into account my income, so I was aware that I will not be able to take several loans. So I decided to take a bigger loan to cover all the expenditures. Plus, take into account that I had several jobs, so I couldn't go to those to make those investigations, medical investigations. Now, in 2022, did you assess the market price for this type of cars? Yes, I even have some photos in the phone. So since January, I wanted to sell this car, and in March, when it got damaged again, so I put it on the market. Probably you know that this car was using as a fuel, used diesel as a fuel or gasoline. And we negotiated with a potential buyer to sell it for 50,000. So I thought that it's a fair price for its technical and technical state and the investment that I made. You also declared the selling of this car to the tax authority. Did you provide any additional documentation besides the purchasing-selling contract? No, I did not present because no one requested it. And since 2017, I submit the income declaration annually, and they usually see what kind of purchases I have. In this case, I just submitted the contract, and they did not request any additional documents. I just did not consider that I should add additional documents. I have no other questions.
Commissioner.
Good afternoon. Yes, some question about your additional documents from my side. First of all, from where and when you got the additional documents what you provided yesterday?
Yes, good afternoon. So the proof of the medical diagnostic, I had it, but I didn't consider it relevant to present it so far, because actually the questions of the Commission were mostly related to why didn't I make those medical examinations. I also had the proof of the visit to Moscow from an expired passport. Now I have a new one. The copy of the document issued by the LLC that conducted those examinations. I requested it in the nearest period, in 6th, 7th of March, and I received it lately. I did not have it at home. This is why I did not keep the receipts, because I did not consider it necessary. I actually do not keep any receipt. And for the pictures from 2021, I had them, but I did not consider them relevant because I said I presented that.
Sorry, maybe don't rush because it's difficult to translate. And just please, very shortly answer the first question, where and when you get the new documents. First of all, let's talk about the invoice, about the car, where and when you get them, what you provided yesterday. Just short answer, please.
Factura pe care am prezentat.
The invoice I presented yesterday, I got it from LLC Santa Cruz, which well, actually it's a copy. I requested on 6th of March and I received it on the 7th of March.
Restul actelor și confirmarea
And the
domnului
confirmation
vânzător
from the
copia
seller,
unor
Mr.
contracte
Arthur, I
semnate
also
martie
got it on the
2024.
6th of March
Please
2024.
describe how you got the invoice. Did you just get to the company and ask the invoice, or how?
Da, am mers la companie. Am
Yes, I went to the
solicitat
company, I
factura, am
requested the
prezentat
invoice, I
certificatul
presented
de
them
identitate,
the
lor a
registration
acordat mandatul dat și
certificate,
noi am emis
the old one, and they searched in the
copia
database
facturii.
and they got me this copy of the invoice.
Thank you. Why you decided to go to the company 6th of March? Because we have asked from you the question through the 2 rounds. So your evaluation has taken place already for a very long time. Why exactly 6th of March you decided to go to company and ask the invoice?
Deci, anterior eu am prezentat
Well, previously I presented also a document from Row Auto LLC which confirmed that I had diagnostic of the car additional to them, and I also presented those 2 invoices from Romania, so I didn't consider the subject to be needed to be so much analyzed, to get some pictures to prove the changes on oil or something else. I provided those documents and explanations on my own responsibility that I considered to be reliable.
And could you please still tell us, because why you didn't give us explanations about the connection between car and your medical investigations before? Because you mentioned now, that means yesterday for us, that you made a visit in Russia in regarding your health in July 2021, and then you planned another in October 2021. Is it correct?
Nu, stimați membri, deci am făcut
No,
o vizită
honorable
în
members, so I had a visit in Russia at my father's, and given that in 2007 I had a surgery there, we thought it was relevant to have a repeated medical examination, some analysis, because they have state-of-the-art equipment. My visit was not related to medical examinations in July, it was to visit my father only. And since 2007 till 2021, I have not visited Russia. And we recalled meanwhile about those doctors, and we considered relevant to have some medical examinations which were planned for later on for October 2021.
But as the circumstances are related, in your opinion, with the car price, why you didn't provide the information or explanations before?
It is not necessarily related to the price of the car, but in the doubts of the Commission, it is mentioned that I did not mention the purpose of the loan, because I had this loan of 130,000. Almost 30,000 were used for purchasing the car, and the Commission objected that I did not report on the rest of the amount, 100,000. And this is why I brought this additional explanation, because previously it was not brought to discussion.
Thank you. No more questions from my side.
Do any of the other commission members have any questions? Yes, Mr. Beevil.
Doamna Pascal, o întrebare.
Yes, Madam Pascal, some clarification question. It is correct what you say, or we understand it correctly, that you're trying to explain that by the documents you provided yesterday, it is said that the loan, let's say for consumption, for this credit of 130,000 had a double destination, and out of which you used 30,000 for the car, and the rest was to be used for medical examinations. Yes, exactly. And for other purposes like repair works, which include all my costs. But we understand that the medical examination did not take place. Yes, but already in 2023 in Moldova and Romania.
Toate aceste acte medicale.
Tell us, please, all these medical documents, those records.
Documente ce țin
We can see
despre
here
anumite servicii
documents
medicale
about some
prestate
medical
la Moscova
services
în
that were
2007,
provided in
la
Moscow in
Chișinău în
2007, in
2010,
Chișinău
la Kiev în
2010,
2013. Se
Kiev
referă la aceeași,
2013. Are those related to
afecțiune congenitală,
the same congenital disorder that you mentioned?
Și această investigație care spuneți
Yes,
că trebuia să
and this
faceți în
investigation that you
2021,
said you had to do in
aceeași problemă.
2021, is it related to the same issue? Yes, you're right.
Am înțeles. Și banii nu i-ați mai folosit pentru
And
investigație.
the money, you did not use them for the investigation that moment in 2021? No, because I did not go to Moscow.
Any other questions by commission members? Okay, Madam Pascal, would you like to make a brief statement before we conclude today's hearing? Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Doar un mesaj final, deci.
Just a final message, no additional comments, no additions.
Okay. Well,
Deci vreau să zic că mă bucur
So
că
I
am
want to
reușit
say that
să
I'm
trecem acest vetting.
glad to go
Este o
through the
etapă
vetting
importantă
process.
în
It's an
reforma
important
justiției
stage in
din
the
Republica
justice
Moldova.
reform in
A
Moldova.
fost pe cât de complicat
It
și
was
complex,
as
atât de
complex
obiectiv.
and complicated,
Am observat în
but
activitatea
also
comisiei
objective.
că a dat dovadă
I
de
found in the activity of the Commission that they showed
vreau să cred că să dea dovadă de o să aplice
on
aceste
prejudice
principii și în
and
raportul
the
meu.
fairness process,
Această
and I'm
ordine
sure
de
that they
idei
will
vreau să
do this in
încurajez
relation
și
to me,
alți
and at the same
specialiști
time, I
în
want to
domeniul
encourage
dreptului
other
să aplice
specialists
la
in the
funcții,
law
să se
field to
implice în
apply
reforma
for these
justiției,
positions
pentru
to
că
get
noi
involved in the
vom
justice
beneficia
reform, because
de
we will be
rezultatele acestei
those to
reforme.
benefit
Vă
from
mulțumesc.
the results of this reform. Thank you very much.
thank you. We've come to the end of today's hearing. Thank you again, Madam Pascal, for your submissions and answers to the Commission's questions. After the hearing, the Commission will approve an evaluation decision stating its conclusion whether the candidate meets the criteria for ethical and financial integrity under Law Number 26. The Commission will strive to complete its evaluation decision and announce its conclusion as soon as possible. It generally seeks to do so within a month after its public hearing. The hearing is now closed. Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you.